break and talk to our friendship expert and see what she has to say about making friends and also taking some questions from you guys. Guys, I'm so excited to have on the show today. She's a friendship expert and therapist, okay? She's legit. Her name's Nicole Sbordone. She's been featured on Bustle, Psychology Today, Bravo, and she's the author of Surviving Female Friendships, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And you can get that book on Amazon. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
So excited to have you today. You have no idea. We really needed a friendship expert to guide us and lead the way on really helping us find our true BFF, because we know we've talked to a lot of baddies that they're not against making friends. They want to know how to make new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of good questions to go over.
Yeah. Like how does one, like if someone's been burned by a friend in the past, like where do you start to find someone, to meet someone as a girl?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're an adult, usually when you're in school, or you're a lot more able to access friends and meet people, right? So when you move to a new city or you're, on your own, it's so much harder.
True.
And
I didn't even think of that. People move and they move
that's,
for work
think,
or something.
The hardest thing is moving to a new place.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely. And so what's actually popping up now, which is really cool, are these not necessarily, they're apps, right? So you have dating apps, but then you have Bumble BFF, Hey Vino is one.
Are these things?
Where they're to meet a friend.
They're real?
What's it called? Hey Vino?
Hey Vino, I think that's the other one.
Is that like people who like wine?
That's what I was thinking.
You know what? I never thought of that.
Hey Vino, that's got to be what that is. Hey, people who like to drink wine, come be my friend.
Right. Cool. Yeah.
So Bumble BFF, that's a thing?
Yeah. I mean, these are really cool apps for people that, are struggling. Maybe they work full time. They don't have the time to go out and meet people. And so you literally sign up and you meet friends this way.
Do you know anyone that's made like a friendship that way?
Yeah, I mean, people have shared how it's kind of awkward because you say you meet up at a Starbucks, it's
I can't even imagine. I'm such an awkward friend. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, people have, and you'll sit there and talk, and it is awkward because obviously it's platonic. You're not looking to date the person,
right?
But it is so weird.
So is this like the same way that people who are like single, they're married friends, they're all having babies, like these single people that are like left behind? Is this another like way that they should be doing it too?
Yeah, absolutely. For people that maybe are struggling meeting people or just, they're not really connecting with people maybe, or just, it's a great way to just meet more. And, I think a lot of these apps are popping up more and more. There's a ton of them, actually.
And I think it says a lot that there's so many of them. Like, there's a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason there's so many, because
yeah.
people are competing over getting that demographic.
Yeah, people want to make friends. It's a
so
thing.
even you could even put like age and stuff, like age of like friendship is like that.
Imagine you showed up and it was like an 80-year-old grandma.
Yeah, like this is like catfishing your friends. This is crazy. How is your suggestion of maintaining like long distance friendships? Like, how is that something that is ever going to work or no?
No, I think it can. I think it's really tough. And I personally had
like a relationship.
That experience. Yeah, I mean, I think you can, depending on if it started out, where you guys were super close and then somebody moved. I think you talk about it though. You talk about, okay, so say your best friend's moving away and you talk about it with her. Hey, what does this going to look like? Are we going to talk? Are we going to text? Are we going to see each other every couple months? Talk about it, communicate, your concerns and how to basically, you both are willing, to make the friendship last.
That makes sense, because communication is going to be really what a long distance friendship's about.
I think communication is key in all relationships, whether it's friendships or a romantic relationship. No matter what it is, it's gotta be based on communication. Otherwise, you have no idea what that person's thinking.
That's true. Wait, Nicole, what happened? You said you had a bad experience with this?
Oh no, I'm saying I've experienced that where I've had long distance, friendships, and they are a lot to maintain, and sometimes they do fizzle out.
Right. That's so sad.
I've myself moved around a lot, and so I've experienced that, and it just depends on how much you both want to continue that friendship.
Right. Both people need to be okay. So that's actually really good advice. Yeah. Like it can't just be on one person.
Yeah. Otherwise they're carrying the whole relationship on their back.
Do you have any advice for how to help a friend through a breakup?
Ooh. Like how to help them after a breakup?
Yeah. Like your friend just got dumped and now she's relying on you.
Yeah. So, this is really tough because I have like my personal brain and I have my therapist brain. And so, my personal brain is like, you're obviously you want to be there for them, but at the same time, it can be really draining. And so I'm a big advocate of therapy. So, if they're really, really struggling, and they're calling you all the time and they're leaning on you way too much, you could suggest, hey, maybe go see somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked to a lot of our baddies and we got some questions and what they were feeling like in their friendships. And another common thing that came up was how to mend a broken friendship after you get ditched for a man. So I've had this happen to me where like you have a friend and you're cool and then she starts dating a new guy, she ditches you, and really quickly that relationship ends and she comes crawling back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, that's where I say communicate and talk about how you feel and that, share your feelings about how mad you were, hurt you were, and hopefully the person can understand.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of get to decide if you want this friend back in your life. And hopefully they feel bad and they're remorseful, but if they're not, that's kind of a telling action.
It's not a good friend. She's not a good friend. Like if she does it to you continuously.
Right. I mean, it does happen. I think a lot of times people get so wrapped up in a new relationship. It's not unusual for some friends to kind of go to the back burner. But if this is something that happens all the time and she completely ditches you, then absolutely kind of think about if this friendship's worth it.
I like that. That's really good advice. How can you tell a friend that her fiance is a dickhead?
I saw this question. I just laughed out loud. So this is actually a very common thing.
But isn't it complicated?
It's so complicated. And when I interviewed people for the book, there were 3 couples, and 2 of the couples could not stand the third couple's husband. If that makes sense. And so basically what they would do is they would just kind of get the girls together or the women together, and they really would not do couples things anymore because they just could not stand the third guy. So it's really tough when if it's like your best friend and you just think he's a complete a-hole. It's really tough. But again, you have to think about, okay, are they newly dating? Are they married?
Mm-hmm.
If they're newly dating, maybe you can be like, hey, kind of concerned about this guy. But if they're married, like if it's starting an existing relationship, I don't know that really you want to say anything.
What if they're about to like marry this guy and like ruin their life? Like what if it's a really...
What if you know something about this person's husband or future husband? Do you tell them? Do you risk the friendship by telling them or no?
Well, the question I always ask is, would you want to know?
I would always want to know. I would always want to know. But then I've been in the place where I've told somebody and lost a friend over it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where I just go to, would you want to know? And I would want to know. So I would be willing to take that risk and tell the friend the truth. And then if she's really mad at me, the hope is that it'll take her a couple months or whatever, and she'll come back and, after she's, worked through all of her feelings about that relationship.
Mm-hmm. We had this question, which I thought was funny because it started off normal. It said, how do I rekindle my girlfriend relationship after I got with my man? And then they wrote ... 8 years ago. I was like,
oh my God. That was how they started the
you
question.
You ditch the friend and 8 years later you come back?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
I think you start by a lot of apologies.
I think you start by sending a fucking fruit basket.
I don't really know on that one. I think that would depend on how you feel and if that's worth it to you.
Yeah, I think if you're the friend that's trying to rekindle something after that long, like you fucked up, you need to.
What do you even say? Do you remember me from 8 years ago?
Do you remember me? Oh,
That's
it's so true.
Funny.
oh, you're like think about your life 8 years ago. Well, you'd be like, oh, you're married with kids, with you have a house, like you have a dog.
There's people that I spoke to right before I got married. Can you imagine like now after all that time me being like, oh, hey, we should be friends again.
Exactly. It's awkward.
Wow. It's so awkward. You're so right.
I mean, you could be really mean and be like, who is this again?
Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm like, sorry, I deleted your number. Who's this? No, it's like,
oh my God. Don't forget, guys, new clips air every Thursday. So see you next Thursday.
Hosted on dimlywit.com.
even though we are not your best examples,
we're the best you've got.
So cheers, bitches.
Cheers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for updates, and if you like this clip, share it with a friend.